Welcome back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. It is a blockbuster here for round 4 inclusion round. The Thunderbirds at home to the winless Giants. And here is a reminder of their Woolworths team cards, the Thunderbirds. This is their usual starting 7, but Tanya Ops does go to the bench. She's played all 10 in every game this season, Bianca.
And Julie Fitzgerald for the Giants. She started off with her experience in the shooting end with Harton and Dwyer, and expect Jodie-Ann Ward-McDonald to try and dominate Aiken George in the ring, and also Matisse Leatherbury. After her performance last week, I expect to see her out on court at some stage.
Underway, game 1 inclusion round. Georgie Horges first to touch the ball, and she'll touch it many more times. Williams, through, Horges. Yeah, smart work from Aiken George. She had the screen, but you could see trying to milk that penalty then.
Her movement just really making McDonald have to work around the body. The Giants' defensive end are going to have to keep moving their feet, creating some doubt, getting the ball up high to at least have a attempt in the air.
This start will be crucial for the Giants. They had their lowest ever first half score last week, just the 14 points.
I've been impressed by Sliger. It's great to see her get the start at wing defence. She has a huge amount of tenacity. Not a great turnover, though, from Dwyer early on.
Oh, and how quickly they penetrated to the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Horges. Well, that's a win back. And Julie Fitzgerald probably breathing a sigh of relief. There she is, the head coach of the Giants. Said that they've been training really well this week and they're up and about. So a good performance surely coming. First goal coming through Dwyer.
The Harvey Norman replay. Williams, right spot, right time.
Yeah, Sliger, the challenge from behind. Umpires not having a bar of in this contest. Umpires for today, Bronwyn Adams, Rachel Stebbings. Aiken George. Wow, how many times have we seen that, Bianca? The beauty of an Aiken George is she does exactly that, gets those rebounds.
She stands at 196 centimetres. She's towering over the top of anybody else in that circle. But I'm not sure you want to be leading the offensive rebound stat if it's you that's missing them.
No, I always tell my kids that I coach, if you miss your shot, no one cares as long as you get the rebound.
Well, she's generally doing that.
Well, miscommunication coming between Dwyer and Harton. In those moments, they've got to not let that get on top of them, don't they, after what's been a tough 3 weeks.
You listen to Jamie Lee Price in the pre-game. You know, she has this high energy about her. She wants to lead by her actions, and that's great. But everybody on the court has to play their role, and play their role when they make an error and not let everything drop so early in a game. There's only 2 goals in it, Kat. Plenty of time.
Yeah, well, that could soon become 3, though. Adelaide Thunderbirds, what a start, and how quickly they got that from centre pass to goal. It'll come off the hand of Aiken George, who sits on 3 from 4. Well, how do the Giants respond? Need to keep the vision wide. Harton, first shot of the game, and it's a good one.
Confident shot from Harton. She needs that. Her team need to see it as well.
Garrett, Williams, oh, patience. And how was Frew flying through the circle? Looked like she was in the air for a very long time.
That's a matchup we've definitely got to keep our eye on. Ward and Frew. Ward has the experience. She certainly has the power to compete. But Frew at the moment is having it her way.
Amazing turnover there, guys, from Taylor Williams. And what's happening in that Thunderbirds defence then is they are getting high hands over every single pass as we see another turnover there. But if you watch them come down court, they are blocking the view, which is causing so many turnovers.
Great defensive pressure from Sophie Dwyer.
Harton doesn't want to put it up, trying to inch closer. Well, that's the issue with that Thunderbirds defence end, isn't it? Every extra pass is just more dicey.
They have to go to post, the Giants. Like this moment now, if you're going to swing it, you've got to find that space. Great move by Harton. I don't think she needs to be that close, but...
Well, she had it 4 times in shooting range before she put it up. Jamie Lee Price always solid in attack and in defence. Through Porges. Williams gets it to the top nicely. Oh, well, the two defenders for the Giants, McDonald and Ward, fighting over it.
Not a huge amount of communication between the Giants defenders, but already McDonald's been impressive with her energy. She is out there moving, being very physical on Aitken George, and that's how you have to play Aitken George.
Yep, she's the ultimate height girl, isn't she? How great was that setup, though, from one of the masters, Jo Harton, one of the most experienced in the game, internationally and domestically.
100% shooting from both Giant shooters.
Yeah, you watch when they get their tails up, they'll turn this game.
And that's exactly why the team need to see them take the shots early. It's going to lift them more than they realise. Not so much that, though. Last week, the Giants with 38 turnovers.
Oh, Jamie Lee Price. Well, we mentioned just moments ago how good she is in attack and defence for them. And that there is exactly how you respond to those moments you were talking about before, Bianca, is you just get on with the next bit.
Harton a bit hesitant on the shot. Sterling Humphrey timing her jump smartly.
Great front hold. Aitken George. Oh, and again, doesn't sink it. And this time, the rebound going the way of Frew. It still did come off the hand of Aitken George, though. Well, they're up by 2, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Have had moments here they could have stretched that right out. Plenty more shots at goal. Well, not plenty more, but for early days. Ward, the first to it. Well, it's those moments too, isn't it, Bianca? It's the hustle for the ball. It's showing that you're up and you're about and ready for this contest. Jodie Ward's beating plenty early.
Yeah, she has. And I like that she's contesting and attacking the ball. We don't want to keep harping on last week, but a lot of the time the turnovers came after Ward was getting the intercept. She'd then throw it away. So that's what she's got to really treasure possession now when she does turn the ball over.
Jo Harton, well, she's had 2 drops short. That one she cleans up the rebound, and to do it over Sterling Humphrey, no mean feat to the difference. Well, there's your goals from centre pass. Thunderbirds getting down to their conversions beautifully. Aitken George, another under the post.
Not much height on it from Frew, but it got there. Dwyer goes long. Oh, that was very lucky that she got that there. She did, though, and Harton repays the faith.
Great vision, though, wasn't it? She had to sight 3 different players and their defenders before making a decision. Porges, Frew, long way, big, confident ball over the top. Why would you not when you turn and see Ward on Aitken?
And that's the tricky part here for the Giants, is they don't have the opportunity to do a positional swap and match Aitken George for height. The pressure has to come early. They're sitting in a one-on-one. The hands over pressure is crucial.
Jo Harton doing a lot of work outside the circle. Now, tell me, is that because of the opponent? Or do you think that's a bit because of last week as well and feeling like she's got to be out there and involved more?
Yeah, I think for Jo, she feels like she's got to do so much. But in some ways, let Winders find her spot at wing attack. Let her find where she needs to drive. Yes, you've got to keep the Thunderbirds defenders entertained, and that's going to take every single player down there driving for the Giants. But I think she has to sit back into the ring.
I agree. Well, let's keep an eye on that contest. It's easy for us to say we are not standing next to Shamira Sterling Humphrey. Thank God.
I would have liked to play with her, that's for sure.
Price. Harton, there she is at the top of the circle. The 1-2 opens to Dwyer. Got to sink it. Oh, the pressure over the shot from Sterling Humphrey.
Slick movement, though, from the Giants to find the space to avoid the Thunderbirds' arms.
Well, 1 minute from that power 5, which we've talked about a lot. The difference between these two sides is a lot. The Giants have scored 30 more super shots. That's 60 points.
Yes, and 61 attempts for the Giants. to 7. So the Thunderbirds are not even having the attempt. That's what I'm fascinated to see. How tonight's game plays out.
Well, they're chalk and cheese, these two sides, aren't they?
And the damage that the Giants can do,
yes,
if they are going to take the 2, that's where things get interesting.
Dwyer tries to shake Garrett, can't with the double dodge. Oh, she's 18 seconds early, but she's just warming up. Garrett, strong rebound. Long ball, Horges, back to Garrett.
Worth an attempt from Sligo. She's really opening up her vision to the ball, attempting more than just her player.
There is that siren, the start of the power five. Well, through, straight into business. What do we know, Bianca Chatfield?
7 attempts, straight to 8 attempts.
The first Suncorp super shot of the game. And right on it is a HCF tactical timeout. And look at the high fives. Maybe that's been a discussion this week. They love it. Look at the smiles on the faces. Well, it's the Giants that call the timeout, though. Let's get in and have a listen to Julie Fitzgerald.
Try and go up. Every time that always
see the ball the whole time on the track.
Only one, but don't go out too early. Your job's here, but you're doing a good job of keeping it high. Just make sure your arms down and then your body's relaxed, all right? Inside line all the time. Inside line all the way, all right? But inside is a shot with the post. Inside with the shot with the
Yeah. She's doing that shot last all they've been done there so good.
No, it's all right. Inside line coming down, you're doing a really good job. You're running close. You get one of those. I just think, Dad might have said it, but when we're trying to get the ball closer to the post, it's always on the base. So maybe you just take one step off the base. Like you're working really hard to get free there, take one step forward, all right?
I will work you guys them as well, close to the post, wherever you need it.
Here we go. Okay. Much better intensity than we've shown in our starts in the last few weeks. Now just lift a tiny bit in the last 5.
1, 2, 3, Giants! Here we go, guys.
Julie Fitzgerald talking about the starts. That's obviously been a huge focus to them. Yes, the intensity has been there. They're obviously down by 5. What I do like, though, is that the way she was talking to McDonald on Aiken George, and we can see it about to take place now, wanting her to move her feet, get around the body, keep her arms down.
Got to stay in play. That is absolutely critical, isn't it? Williams, Garrett, Horges. Back to Garrett, doing a wealth of work in attack for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Through. How good was that Suncorp super shot before the timeout? Long corner ball. You can't do that anywhere near Jamie Lee Price. Oh, need to score here, and ideally it's a 2 for the Giants to narrow this gap a little. They'll want to stay in touch. Jo Harden trying to find the screen to set it up. Finds herself under the post.
Let's look at that Harvey Norman replay. Jamie Lee Price just tippy-toed around the circle.
Class.
Her athleticism is just brilliant to watch.
For the difference, Jo Harden tries to get herself in that white arc. Well, again, looking for bodies, trying to create some space out of something.
Winders just tripped over Wilson's foot. She will get the penalty.
Well, we saw, what, 3 ankle injuries in the game just prior, the Mavericks and the Lightning. A lot of people on the ground. Wilson had to almost hurdle over the top of her.
Thankfully, they both appear okay.
Oh, a big deep breath there from Winders. Oh, Tilly Garrett, too quick. The fumble, and she was the first onto the loose ball.
Wyatt almost took the next pass before she actually had the ball in her hands. Garrett not giving her an inch.
Oh, Jodie Ann Ward, well, she's in the right place, but just losing out in the centimetre department. Through. Has she got another one in her?
Oh, just a casual take, a bit too casual from Aiken George.
Oh, beautiful swing to the top of the circle. And Aiken George again. So that's now her 3rd miss under the post. But, oh, make that 4.
But we're not counting because she's getting the rebound, is that
No,
right?
that's right.
If Aiken George's hands are looking sticky, guys, in that break, she actually got hairspray on the hands from the captain, Hannah Petty, so she should be ripping them in.
There you go. All those playing at home. It's a good trick. Those rainy Saturday mornings. Well, the challenges are coming thick and fast now, though, aren't they, up the Thunderbirds attack line, just trying to disrupt, maybe create something. There's another one.
Really clever defensive pressure from the Giants, sitting off in the box, waiting for the opportunity, trying to force it. It does release the pressure, though, now Sligo is out of play.
Well, I was about to ask you that. It releases the pressure, but does that start to create some doubt, though, down the line, because every ball's having a go at?
Yes, because that's where penalties, sometimes a penalty stat is not one that's true to form. It doesn't mean you're always out of play because you need a lot of penalties to start with. Not a lot, you need some penalties to start with to really show you're contesting that ball and to know where your limits are.
6 the difference. Sterling Humphrey wants the first clean intercept we've seen from her. And rest assured, there'll be a few more in this contest. Look at that too, doesn't get any cleaner. 2 hands on the ball in front space.
Doesn't she lift the Adelaide Entertainment Centre when she comes out and performs like that?
7 the difference, and still a minute and a half to play here. Well, what a start from the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
You'd have to assess this as definitely a better start from the Giants, but not enough yet. The Thunderbirds have really been able to have it their own way.
Well, the Adelaide Thunderbirds starts have been very impressive. Last week they won the first one by 11 against the Lightning. And they're showing that they really do come out of the blocks well. Price. The quick 1-2 between the co-captains.
And you notice how much Jamie Lee Price handles the ball. Everyone looks at her for almost a second pass all the way down the court.
Now, was that a pass?
I believe so, but I could be very wrong, Catherine Cox.
Well, it looked like it was almost changed mid-motion.
And that is very lucky for the Giants to get away with that. 2 wayward shots or passes.
They still don't look like the Giants we're used to, but they did finish strongly last week, so it's in there. Aiken George, the issue is not letting this Adelaide Thunderbirds side get too far out. Julie Fitzgerald, what's going on through her mind at the moment? 8 the difference. The Giants, oh, Shamira Sterling Humphrey. Look at Joe Harton though, the goal shooter taking the throw in, wants to get there quickly.
And she goes for the 2 right on the buzzer. I don't exactly know how that happened, but that is a Suncorp super shot.
Well, we might, double check. I thought I saw the umpire saying no goal. We'll keep an eye on that one. There goes Joe Harton though. Well, that's your first quarter done and dusted.
Well, I think for the Giants, it's important that they start adding a little bit of extra variety to their game. They've got to keep the Thunderbirds guessing. And of course, Tanya Oz will be very happy with what she has been seeing. It's a good start from the Thunderbirds.
Jodie Ann Ward continues to be a pest. Gorgeous. Well, got to go back again to Garrett. Gorgeous. Through the middle, Aiken George, don't often see her out of the circle. She retreats now through. Waits patiently, and it's that mismatch again. I mean, they really can't afford for that to happen, the Giants, can they?
No, they can't afford for it to happen, but don't be surprised if this is not something the Thunderbirds have trained for, how to get that mismatch to happen. There will be some strategy behind it, I'm sure.
Well, if it's on, of course, they're going to exploit it all day. Tilly McDonald on stretch. Sligo. Price, up the middle, Winders. Waits, look at the defensive pressure here from the Adelaide Thunderbirds, holding the Giants up. They've got nothing coming. Now they get over into the goal third. Well, they've got to go straight back. Wow, that's some solid defence from the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
And a lot of that time, Jamie Lee Price was standing at the top of the circle on her own, but they didn't have the confidence or the vision to be able to see it.
Well, and when you know you've got a Wilson and a Sterling.
It's a risky pass.
Yeah.
It definitely is a risky pass, but it's there if you can turn and give it.
Wilson, Horges. Wilson again. Well, have a look at the work the defenders do for the Thunderbirds in attack here. Garrett trying to drive through. Well, it's a little bit coming now from the Giants. And that's the way to open it up, as Bianca talked about, that long vision.
Great hands by McDonald. An early deflection gets her in the game and causes the Thunderbirds to almost have to stop and think.
Well, there it is on the Harvey Norman replay. You could see Frew didn't even have eyes for the ball. That will please their head coach, Julie Fitzgerald. There she is.
McDonald and Ward back and forth to each other with Sligo, trying to gain some forward momentum.
Winders, well, that was smarter, wasn't it? They kept it short then, the Giants. Jo Harton just popping that penalty down. Wants to get herself a little closer to the post.
Possession, goal attack.
Well, you can just see Harton constantly trying to free the arms and getting good position. Well, it was a tip on the shot, I think, from Sterling Humphrey.
Touched by Sterling Humphrey, smartly weighted.
Construction, goal attack.
I mean, when things aren't going your way and you suddenly have a shot rejected as well.
And for Harton, her shooting was well down last week. So I thought that's one part of her game that her team need to see her go to post and sink some shots early. First quarter, 12 goals for the Giants. Not bad, but they certainly need to start powering them through.
Frew down the other end. Took note of that. 7 from 7 and 1 from 1 in super shots, sitting at 100%, doing her bit and then some. Harton out of the circle again. Price. Well, Dwyer, she had to put the Jets on, didn't she, and push her way through. Sterling Humphrey. How does anyone get a shot up over that?
I practiced that during our off-the-court docu-series. You might get to see that. Foxy, me shooting over Sterling Humphrey.
Take some notes.
Guys, someone we haven't spoken much about so far is Sam Winders. She's usually a wing defence at wing attack. Her work rate has been incredible. Interested to see what the Giants do out of this break.
It's an HCF tactical timeout. This way, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Let's have a listen to Tanya Obbs.
There's been someone there, we need a puncher, or we need to get in front of our opponent here to connect to these guys, rather than doing it late and then ending on top of that player. Yeah. Let's just make sure that we keep those triangle connections through. All right. And think good. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Chatfield, you mentioned you wanted to see the Giants go to post more often. Here's some stats for you. In terms of feeds, Winders sitting on 11, only 3 of those are assists. So the ball's going into the circle a lot, but it's not going direct to a shot. And likewise, Jamie Lee Price, 10 feeds, only 4 of them assists.
And they would be very aware of that stat. And Julie Fitzgerald has pulled the change. Matisse Leatherbarrow on at goal shooter for the Giants. She'll want to see more movement. She want to see more attacking the ring. And Matisse a second chance to have that opportunity now this season.
Yeah, and she was good last week, so let's see if she can replicate. Interesting to note, though, the difference in front of her. Last week, the captain was still on the court at goal attack, and Sophie Dwyer was moved to wing attack. So Jo Harton's gone to the bench.
Sophie Dwyer, I think, is the shooter that the Giants need on the court the most. And this is a combination, Leatherbarrow and Dwyer, that has grown up together in the New South Wales pathways.
Well, it's the future of the club too, isn't it?
And part of the this season for Giants, I believe, is future-proofing this club.
Do you know what this is going to do, though? Dwyer, for me now, she will stand up and she will take some ownership here. That was a held ball on the shot, but you could already see in the playmaking, she's demanding ball more often because she now probably sees herself as the senior in that attack line.
And it does. It really allows everybody to play a different role now. Jo Harton's off the court. She is an incredible leader, has been an incredible player. but I think it's time that other players take the responsibility when she's not out there on the court.
Wilson. Horges. A couple of balks back to Wilson, the double play. Well, it's quick off the hands, isn't it? Too quick for Sherian, who's also entered the court for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. 2 on it.
The movement from Aiken George, then out of the circle, back in, almost allowing Ward to run for that ball in the pocket.
Plenty of tips coming down here for the Giants, and I want to point another stat out to you. So the Giants averaging 4.3 intercepts for the game, the Thunderbirds 11.3, but the Giants average 19 deflections, which is more than the Thunderbirds. So they're getting tips, they're just not getting that clean ball yet.
That's right, and it will come. With pressure, that will come, but it also takes, we need to look at the pickups as well, because it's who's fighting for the ball on the ground when it's on the ground, it's who's backing each other up. And if a team only has one player there attempting, gets the deflection, and nobody's there backing them up, it's really hard to be able to make that count down the other end.
Well, whilst we've been chatting, the scoreline is out to 9. And there's your deflections. Sterling Humphrey with a couple, and then 3 of the Giants. We're just talking about underneath. Dwyer, can she lift? Can she become the strike shooter? Well, another miss for her. And, I mean, what are the options if she can't turn this around, Sophie Dwyer?
Laura Sherian and Horges now on that transverse line for the Thunderbirds. McDonald needing help, wanting someone to come forward. She's got Aiken George in front of her.
Well, you can see her with the little nod. She wanted Jamie Lee Price to get a little bit more depth before she let that ball go. Winders. Yeah, it was a big carry, wasn't it? Step.
I was just going to say, Winders, that was a smart move to change direction when she did, but couldn't finish it off.
Sherian, there she is, brings plenty of speed, as does Georgie Horges, who's just ripped through that baseline. Horges' first goal of the game is a good one. And they take it out to 10. Goals from turnovers. Well, have a look at that stat. Aiken George, another miss, looks to the umpire.
You can hear the crowd almost, a bit of a sigh when she did miss. Another timeout called. I'm not sure if Jodie Ann Ward is injured. She's been trying to call it behind play for a little while now.
Well, HCF tactical timeout. Let's see if there's any changes made in this moment. Julie Fitzgerald straight to Matisse Leatherbarrow. And is still there. Let's have a listen.
Your mate has to be nice and strong, right? No, dropping your head down there, okay? Heads up line right, no matter what's going on. Savvy, you've got to get deeper so you can't be end up playing so close to the ball, right? And that means one of you two will come through so Sam can sit a little bit deeper. At the moment, you're doing a heap of work between the transverse and the centre circle. We want someone else doing that. You sitting back a little bit deeper so you can come hard onto the ball, all right? No tunnel vision. We see every option in front of us all the time.
Hey, we're getting it down there. We're getting it down there. Yeah, let's go. Here we go.
Second effort.
I feel like it's flying down too fast on here. So let's just
Second effort to defend. Second effort, all right?
Get on your man. That's also like because we get in front even if we got lose it, if that makes sense. Even if we're shooting. Home job, ladies.
Yeah, focus in on us. Yeah. Centre pass attack, we're one over the line, one presenting second phase. Centre pass defence, we're in that inside line. We still need to talk from both ends.
Yeah,
here we go.
Giants on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Giants, let's go.
That there is leadership, Bianca Chatfield. You and I both looked at each other and almost in shock at how much talk was going on in that circle. And you can see Jo Harton sitting back, letting it happen. Then she came in and had her piece.
And there was just 2 or 3 points, right?
Yep.
This is what we need to go and do.
Well,
Offside, wing defend. Offside. Step.
there's your mid-court, Sterling Humphrey with a mix-up, and look at Hannah Petty go. Well, Georgie Horges, Hannah Petty, a couple of double plays down court, undefended. Who's on Georgie Horges?
Thunderbirds have so much space, have so much time.
Harvey Norman replay, another one, great timing, and look at the head in the hands. The co-captain, Joe Harton, and that is why. There's your last 10 and only a couple of patches of orange. 12 the difference, Bianca, 13 the difference. Let's talk about this second quarter scoreline now. 9-2 in favour of the Adelaide Thunderbirds, only 2 goals.
We've spent a lot of time focusing on what's happening in the Giants' attack. We know they have Erin O'Brien on the bench. She's a bit taller. Should she come on into defence to try and mix it up, to try and change what's happening down there? You just get the feeling the Giants, you don't want them to change everything very quickly, but I think they have to look at it because that's too easy. A phenomenal shot from Georgie Horges, but the pressure is not there on her.
Well, what can't Georgie Horges do? Long ball, Sherian, and Horges darts to the top to leave that again exposed one-on-one with Ward and Aiken-George. This quarter, the Giants, let me reiterate, 2 goals scored in 10 minutes of play.
And I'm really looking at the body language of Leatherbarrow too. She's made a few errors and the ball hasn't got to her, and she's throwing her hands in the air. From a youngster in that team who's getting out on court for the second time this season, I think they would expect her to be able to continue to have a go and not get too rattled by what's happening out on court.
It was interesting when Leatherbarrow came on, everyone was completely getting around. The amount of hugs she got before she came on was really, really interesting to see. But I do want to quickly chat about Laura Sherian's inclusion in this game so far, the speed, her feeding. And we've talked about, is this the starting lineup that the Thunderbirds could look at with Georgie Horges at goal attack? At the moment, it is pretty stunning to watch.
It is an attack line I love the look at, and beaten. I'm on board that train. Georgie Horges bringing a little bit of magic, and she can sink that Suncorp super shot only 30 seconds in. Well, she takes them out by 18.
We thought that was going to be an issue. It absolutely is not an issue tonight.
14-2 in this quarter, Bianca. Sorry to cut you off.
One player we haven't talked about is Taylor Williams. And she has been playing such a pivotal role for the Thunderbirds, sitting on 58 Nissan net points right now, just controlling both ends of the court perfectly.
There is what Matisse Leatherbarrow is capable of, and they need a few more of those. And it's so often the case with a player having a good game in the midcourt, isn't it? You don't often notice them because they're just doing their job so well. They're
the engine room of the team. She is up against Jamie Lee Price, but she's still being able to play the role that her side need her to.
Aiken-George sinks another 19 from 24, sitting at 79% for the Jamaican. There she is, the top scorer by a long shot, Horges.
Another costly mistake from the Giants. That one, just an easy lateral pass.
This halftime break cannot come soon enough for the Giants. Well, the crowd almost disappointed at the fact that Horges didn't go the super shot then, but they'll get a 1 here through Aiken-George. $18 the difference. And how quickly that has blown out in this second quarter. Aiken-George will get another. Well, they're looking for that 20-goal buffer, aren't they? The Adelaide Thunderbirds ahead of this main break.
Huge quarter from the Thunderbirds, but only 4 goals for the Giants. There's only 2.5 minutes to play in this second quarter.
Oh, she's got to do it. Dwyer's got to back herself, as does Leatherbarrow from that distance, and that's what they're capable of. Sophie Dwyer, just her second Suncorp super shot. Oh, Horges pulls it in. Williams, long ball. Oh, they're getting greedy now, aren't they? Look, Aiken-George, she wants some twos. Georgie Horges, has she got another one in her? She does, Georgie Horges. 2 from 2 Suncorp super shots.
They've been practicing at training this week, and now they're nailing them during the game. This Thunderbirds lineup. Are we going to see another premiership winning side out of 2024 for the Thunderbirds?
Well, they're not giving us any reason to doubt that happening, are they? Sophie Dwyer, though, has found the radar. Needs more ball. A minute and a half remaining in this opening term.
Winders smartly waited for the ball to drop.
Swings it across. Hannah Petty, the desperation. Oh, she even landed on her face. That is some quality stuff, though, coming from the captain. They're up by 17, but they want more here. Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. Well, she had nowhere to land, had her hands on the ball and was not prepared to give it up.
That is brutal, but what commitment. Pittman on at wing attack for the Giants. Can she steady the ship? Dwyer is playing her role now.
Oh, she's definitely found that radar. Sitting at 4 from 5 Suncorp super shots, 80% from distance is Dwyer. And have a look at that last 10, they've turned it on its head. The last 3 in favour of the Giants. A little comeback here. 25 seconds. Oh, just too easy, isn't it? The 1-2, Hoare just finds herself in the sweet spot. Where's the rebound?
The thing the Giants did well then, there was double defence over Hoare just taking the super shot, making her think and have to lift it a lot higher. So that pressure was there, but it was on the shot.
Probably just one quick pass too many, and that is it, right on the siren for half-time. So they narrow the gap here to 14, the Giants. Well, we're going to get straight down to the head coach of the Giants, Julie Fitzgerald. Jules, thanks for your time. I spoke to you yesterday. You said training had been good, the girls were feeling good. How frustrating is it to then not be able to see them put that together in the opening half?
Oh, look, it's terribly frustrating, and it's very frustrating for them as well. As I said, it's very frustrating for them as well.
Julie, what did you say to them at halftime? Because we know it's nobody wants to be in this position. It's tough both mentally and physically. What did you say at halftime?
I think the mental toughness at the moment is a really big thing for us. I think after last year, we really tried to build on our confidence, and now we're struggling a little bit with that. But we have done some good things out here tonight, and I think if we can just continue to build on that, we will get some of that confidence back.
And speaking about the positives, what are some of the positives that you took out of that first half?
I think our defensive effort wasn't too bad considering they've got Romelda at the end, and I think they stay in the fight for everything. They never give it up. It's just little things like that where our judgment goes astray that let us down.
Jules, just before I let you go, you've stuck with Leatherborough and Dwyer in your goals. What are you hoping to see from them this half?
Oh, look, I thought Soph was a bit unlucky in that last one, so we'll give them a little bit more time to settle.
Leave you to it. Thanks for your time, Jules. Well, there you go. Seeing some positives and hoping that the girls will, well, a few more of them, but also let that give them some confidence. And last week, their second half was good, Bianca. They only lost it by 2.
And so now it's up to the Giants to put in that hard work. Not going to happen that way, though, with Pittman misreading where Leatherborough was going.
It's so hard not to get your head down in those moments, but when it's repeated hits.
It's incredibly tough.
As she said, it is a real mental battle, isn't it?
And every single player will be going very insular at the moment, and they will be wanting to try and help each other, and everything feels so forced. It's an awful position to be in, but the most experienced, best players can get themselves out of it.
And let's not take anything away from this Adelaide Thunderbirds side, because they are having a cracker of a game as they find themselves up by 17. Just like that, they've started this quarter, the championship quarter, 3-0.
And we know it was the first 10 minutes of the second quarter as well. The Thunderbirds really kicked on. At one stage, the Giants had only scored 2. And this is the most important part, I think, for the Giants, is being able to have options to the ball and being able to put some score on the scoreboard.
Well, the biggest loss for the Giants this season is we see another tip go to Shamira Sterling, Humphrey and Wilson there to back it up. Well, it's a fortress down in defence for the Thunderbirds.
McDonald, brilliant play from Matilda McDonald, showing Julie Fitzgerald exactly what she wants to see.
Best possible way to respond, isn't it? Oh, how strong is Jamie Lee Price in the air. Oh, that'll be one back for the Giants. I was just about to say the biggest loss for the season, 19 goals. That's happened twice to the Fever and the Vixens, so they'll want to make sure they can stay within that. There's the start to that third quarter we were just talking about. Petty looks long. Williams. Aiken-George again. That mismatch.
That feed from Williams was able to bypass the two Giants defenders. Look at the feeds. Williams leading the way on 25. The next closest, Jamie Lee Price for the Giants.
We'll have a look at the next closest for the Thunderbirds. 15 away with Horges. That's how much work Williams is doing. Swing to the top, Pittman. Well,
that's what we like to see from Chelsea Pittman. She can fire them through. She has a precision timing.
yeah, one of the better passages of play up the attack line for the Giants. Look how quickly it moves in attack for the Thunderbirds, though. Even Aiken-George on the run. Gets it back. Well, Aiken-George sitting on 26 goals.
She gives it up to Horges. Allows her
Why would you not?
fourth in regular time.
Yeah, 100% regular time for Georgie Horges.
We spoke earlier in the game about penalties not necessarily being a big stat to look at, but I'm just wondering what you think. I feel like the Giants are releasing a bit of pressure for the Thunderbirds each time that they are contacting in that goal circle.
Well, I think how you should look at it is that first half is crucial in applying the pressure and really forcing your opponent. But it's in the second half when you want to reap those benefits of the opponent being tired. But unfortunately, we're not seeing that for the Giants at the moment. They're sitting on 32 penalties, 20 for the Thunderbirds.
And I think just here's a case in point when they were building, but then one little contact there, easy for the Thunderbirds.
Well, Romelda Aiken-George, we've seen her miss plenty under the post. She doesn't like the boring ones under the post, Bianca. She'd rather do a little fadeaway, not even facing the post.
I cannot wait to see the Harvey Norman replay on that one.
She's so casual, isn't she? Romelda Aiken-George, no one in the game quite like her. Let's have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. Not even facing that way. I'm just going to chuck it up.
Almost hoping, did the umpire see that? Do you know I got pushed? Harton.
Back on the court and goes straight for distance, which is interesting because that's not what she was doing before, attacking those long shots. It's a different mentality now.
She's had time to think about it. She will want to be out there more than any player in this side. And it's always tricky when you're on the bench.
It cannot do anything from the bench.
It also gives you time to assess, though, to be able to take the emotion out of the game, to look at it for what it is, to see what Sterling, Humphrey and Wilson are doing in the circle and knowing where you can actually go and add value.
Out of the circle there. Price. Pittman. Oh, nice one placed over the top to Dwyer. So back to their starting shooting combination.
You hear the crowd, and that was for Lucy Austin, who's entered the game at goal shooter for the Thunderbirds.
I really would love to see Austin have a good game here. Hasn't had many minutes. She was the big superstar, local superstar for the club last year. Enter Aiken-George, and she's not seen too much of that court time.
No, and when she has seemed to lack a little bit of confidence. She really had it in spades last season. But defenders are starting to learn more about her as well. And this is her time now to really step out onto this court and take it up to Matilda McDonald.
Oh, beautiful dodge from Dwyer to find that space. She does have the radar on. You can tell automatically. She walks back before she's even finished the shot. The confidence is there. Horges. Well, this connection here, they've grown up together, Austin and Horges, best mates. And I think this will show through in the way they play here. Horges, the block coming from Jodie Ann Ward. Well, two of the shortest in the goal circle having some magical moments.
Look at the Harvey Norman replay here. Double defended, one jumps. The timing is the alternate. And then Jodie Ann Ward from the side.
Dwyer over the top, or almost.
Pittman and Harton just on top of each other. Smart little behind the plate.
Yeah, swing to the top of the circle, opens up Dwyer. Yeah, she's finding them freely now. Sophie Dwyer sitting on 8 from 10. Regular time, 3 from 4 in the power time. Penny, long to Austin. Oh, overcooks it. Hodges, can she keep it in? Well, she did momentarily. Watch the Thunderbirds now, though, click into defensive mode. The
really
pressure.
high setup as well with this structure. They've got Laura Sherian covering all bases on this transverse line, but Giants have opened it up.
Smart work to look long and look across the circle, wasn't it?
Well, if you've got that many Thunderbirds players up one end of the court, there has to be some free orange players down the other end.
Well, that is an absolute coach killer. Just as you start to feel momentum shift, it's a break on the centre pass. Austin. 3 from 3. And missing net points powered by E-Power Williams. Stranglehold on number 1, 83. Sherian. Austin. Yeah, smart work there. Austin goes straight in to find a body and then turn off up with that beautiful space she created for herself. 20, the difference, Bianca.
100% shooting from Lucy Austin. Georgie Hodges sitting at 75%. That takes in her super shot.
Well, they've just continued to build on here, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. This third quarter, the breakdown sitting at 13-7.
Add one more from Harton.
There's a reminder of the first 2 quarters, 18-12, 19-11. They've been in complete control here, the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
Winders comes up with the win.
Need more of them. Here's your Harvey Norman replay. Winders through the hands. Well, I don't know about that one. I reckon she dropped it.
The umpire's brought it back. Contact call against Austin.
Lucky. There's your siren. The start of this Power 5. Price. Dwyer. Oh, we're going to see them start to gravitate towards the white arc, the Giants. No, but Tanya Obbs wants to have a chat about it. She's just called an HCF tactical timeout for the Thunderbirds. And we'll have a listen and see if that is indeed related to this Power 5 time and how to stop it.
Okay, this bit. Okay, be really clear on who's going over, do you know? And then think about how we can, you know, where's our lateral, you know, look for Hannah in that instance. Can we try, I'm not saying straight up, let's just keep the ball moving, but a cack?
Yeah. What's that?
Cack?
Oh, run it, yeah.
Gack. I'll make something up for that. But a really definite one. Yeah. Be really. General principles, okay? Just. Okay, we don't have to play to momentum. Don't play to not momentum, all right? But play to what we need to do. General principles. Let's just be really disciplined. With every time we got the ball, we're really disciplined in what we're doing, all right?
We're going out with a Monday, then give to the first. Yeah. Give to the first, perfect. Okay, let's reset. Let's welcome this new change in. Defensively, we're clamping down middle. Attack, we're using our general principles, starting from the principle and going through. Embrace and celebrate. Let's go. 3 birds on 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 birds. Let's go.
Well, I don't know about you, Bianca Chatfield, but I am on the edge of my seat because I want to know what this gack is. And they're starting with it. So keep an eye on the Adelaide Thunderbirds when they get their centre pass. Tanya Obbs wasn't even entirely sure what the play was called, but
I think she was trying to sneakily not say it. And Wilson at goalkeeper. The Thunderbirds are flying.
that change, immediate impact. Sterling Humphries just run back to give her a high 10.
Well, their captain, Hannah Petty, she said, welcome the change. They're clearly setting themselves, and they give it away to Winders. Very similar position as last time the ball was down that end.
She's dominating that pocket, isn't she? Got to score off it, though, needless to say here for the Giants. Ward, Winders.
Look at that, the Giants all in one area of the court in attack.
The vision through the middle, though, finds Dwyer. Price. Dwyer, Price. Yeah, interesting. We'll have a look at the Thunderbirds' defence. They're happy to let that 1-point shot happen all afternoon. There's the Harvey Norman replay. And there is the frustration on the face of the Giants head coach.
We don't often see Wilson back at keeper and Sterling Humphrey out, but it gives and makes the shooters for the Giants have to think differently, and they're not going to be so sure about the pace and the timing.
Austin, flawless since entry, 5 from 5. Well, they sit at 18, the difference here. Oh, well, Wilson, she was a mile off that challenge.
I thought you were going to call that was good, and I was like, I think she was very late on that one. But again, Sterling Humphrey, she got a tip on the shot of Dwyer. That walk and holding, it's allowing her that extra time to fly.
But also the smarts to block out that rebound too, Bianca. They ended up with the scraps, didn't they, the Thunderbirds? And oh my gosh, look at that rebound stat.
Absolutely dominating, but I think Aiken George would have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, of course, in a game like this, though, there's going to be some big discrepancies in stats. Gorgeous. She's been good from distance. Austin can't clean up the rebound.
It was crunched from the Giants, both the defenders. Keep an eye on the Giants now in attack, where they're setting up, how many drivers they have to the ball. They're going long, they're going wide.
Yeah, the distance long has been good, hasn't it? It's cleared a lot of mess quickly. Pittman.
Hesitated. Sterling Humphrey took on the feeder.
Well, Jo Harden means business. She just wants to get on with it before the Adelaide Thunderbirds are in the way.
Look at this from Sterling Humphrey. Again, timed it. Got her arms around it, her body positioning to block the rebound.
Sterling Humphrey, Sherian, Petty, Horges, Austin. Well, she's good from there. We've seen her sink a lot of those, particularly towards the end of the season for the Thunderbirds when it mattered. Still has the touch, Lucy Austin.
Her first Suncorp super shot for the season, not just the game.
Jo Hart was outside the circle, so she can't shoot that with the step in. Some confusion.
I was going to say that was going to be a bit lucky from Wilson. There's a bit of confusion.
It's constant niggle though, isn't it? It's frustrating, annoying to play against.
And the Giants are relying on the ball going over the top or going out wide, and that's allowing them all the time, even more time, to get around into that front position.
Well, the best way you can show that it doesn't bother you is to go and drain a Suncorp super shot over the top of it, as Dwyer has just done, sitting on 4. Austin has not missed. Lucy Austin still at 18, the difference. There's your shooting stats. Joey Harton. Oh, rings out the rebound. Sterling Humphrey had her name all over it. Well, she's taken a big hit and back a play.
Sterling Humphrey down.
And she grabbed her ribs straight away. It looked like she might have just got winded. Yeah, still holding the stomach. You can see in the down the bottom of your screen there. The game goes on though. Austin rings out. Well, she'll get another shot at it right on the siren. Can she drop this one? Well, she can't. That will be the end of the third quarter, and I think it's come at a very good time for Sterling Humphrey. Have a look at here at the Harvey Norman replay. Well, straight into the shoulder of Jamie Lee Price. That would knock anyone onto the floorboards. I'll stay with us. One last fourth and final quarter coming right up here from Adelaide. This is Fox Netball. The Adelaide Thunderbirds have not won a final quarter this season. Tell you what, that's their goal for this quarter, isn't it? They'll want to finish off strongly and be able to give their coach 4 quarters of what's been near perfection. Oh, the ball from Petty straight through the guts to Austin. Well, that just screams confidence.
They wanted Pittman to get out for the centre pass, not go so wide.
Yeah, definitely late. You can see straight away Petty goes over with the hand, acknowledging it. Oh, smart work, Jo Harton.
Harton at her best when she just absolutely takes control of that circle. The Thunderbirds away so quickly. Giants don't even have a chance to set up.
Lucy Austin has been brilliant since she's come on, and I think really put something in the forefront of Tanya Obb's mind going forward. Price, Harton. Whoop. A couple of players dropping right in front of her. We'll let Dwyer take the penalty. We've seen that a few times tonight, haven't we? On the miss. Harton though, the balance, 1 foot, another miss. Well, they can't win a trick here, the Giants, and you've got a feel for them. There's probably a few teams in the comp saying, no, we don't feel for them at all.
It's tough position for anyone to be in.
Garrett, well, she was about to run in there, thought better of it, widened the vision. How's that? The assist going to Matilda Garrett at goal defence. Lucy Austin loves it. 20 the difference.
Unbelievable amount of depth the Thunderbirds have. No matter what change they've made tonight, it's worked in their favour. Garrett was simply able to go off and have a rest, the Aussie Diamonds defender, and allow the Jamaicans to do the work.
And let's think about this, because last year, the premiership winning side loses Nankivell, Dwan, Cardwell from their starting 7.
And I think that's what Tanya Obbs, she said it in pre-season. She knew that they had to work on new combinations. She wasn't exactly sure how she was going to use Georgie Horges in that goal attack role. She'd been preferring wing attack Georgie Horges. Can you believe it? And then she was working that out in the first few rounds, and I loved how honest she was about that. It was a new attack end, and now round 4, we're really starting to see them find their feet.
Oh, well, Austin regathers the rebound, and I can believe Georgie Horges wanting to play out at wing attack. Imagine being able to play a game of netball without the stress of shooting and the pressure.
Oh, I did it all the time.
Been quite nice. The hands, Petty, or did it go through? No. Pittman, Dwyer. Love to see her just turn and shoot those ones. Yeah, Jo Harton, strong, smart. Stays at 20 the difference. So again, it's been a brilliant start to the quarter. 5-3 here for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They can make it 6.
O'Brien on at goal defence. The Giants making the change. And a great win from McDonald. The hands over pressure, the height of O'Brien. Starting to add something different for the Thunderbirds to think about.
Oh, you can see she's even directing traffic there a little, O'Brien.
Take the opportunities is what Nerida Stewart, the assistant coach, said. And every single player, that's their responsibility.
Well, Hannah Petty's taking the opportunities. Any loose ball near her, she is pulling in at a rate of knots. Sherian, long to Petty. There she is, the captain. Has led by example on and off the court in this game. Sherian. Austin, well-weighted ball. Austin 12 from 13.
When we talk about time in possession, the Thunderbirds, they really cherish possession and they take their time to move the ball around to find the right option. Only 13 general play turnovers for the Thunderbirds.
Guys, super interesting at the moment. Just looking at the Nissan net point stats, the Giants only have 222. The Thunderbirds, 433. They're absolutely dominating.
Yeah, well, they certainly are, aren't they? Another area the Thunderbirds dominating. Just having a quick look at the centre pass to goal rate, 83%. Wrapped with that.
And sitting at 52% for the Giants. Em, you're right next to the Giants bench. What are you making? What are you hearing? What's the feeling out of the Giants at the moment?
Well, not too much, because I think there is a lot of frustration in there. One thing that I did hear in a huddle in the previous quarter was Jo Harton talking about the stress on their faces when they get the ball.
great job from Tilly Garrett there.
Well, a couple of brilliant intercepts. It was Erin O'Brien briefly for the Giants, and then Tilly Garrett straight back. So the 2 goal defences for their sides doing some brilliant work defensively. The scoreline still sitting at that 20-goal buffer. Gorgeous. Looks direct. Gorgeous again. Oh, how many balls has she passed over the top to Lucy Austin in her career, in her life, playing junior netball, growing up with her?
Add in Taylor Williams as well, who was also part of the Pathway program with South Australian Netball.
How good to see them playing with the Thunderbirds, having come through.
And Lauren Frew is a part of that as well. And I think Hannah Petty too. And that's what I think years ago, everyone was quite critical of the Thunderbirds for not looking at the South Australian players, and they've really made a change for that. They've really brought on, given opportunities, and a premiership last year, they've certainly repaying them.
Well, it sets them up for the future beautifully, doesn't it? Lucy Austin continues on her merry way. 21 the difference. This could be the Giants' worst loss of the season unless they can stay within reach here, get a couple back. Dwyer. Well, she's got to get up and over Sterling Humphrey, and that is an intimidating thing to do. She does, though. Sitting at 83% regular time, Dwyer. Austin again. Well, she comes up the guts of the court with such beautiful timing, Bianca.
And that's where Tilda McDonald has to make the decision. Do you go with her? Do you not? Do you want to sit in front space and then allow her all of that space behind? As you can see, Harton just hits Dwyer.
That's saying something, isn't it?
Bit of friendly fire.
Nice.
You can see the Giants, they want to go in the middle. They want to use that middle channel, but the Thunderbirds are denying any opportunity.
Oh, Latanya Wilson sneaks out from, well, it looked like almost someone's pocket. Austin, as calm as you like. Or maybe a little too calm on that occasion, but it is a rebound for McDonald. Chelsea Pittman trying to create a bit of speed off the hands here. Minute 45 away from the last Power 5 of the game.
Harton makes the most.
Yep.
They're shooting without the defence.
They've attempted 10, sunk 6 of those, the Giants, sitting at 60%.
You can see both Harton and Dwyer, they're trying to screen off the Thunderbirds defenders to allow that long pocket ball to go across the circle. It is working, but it's taking time to get into that position, and that's when they actually need a forward option.
Oh, beautiful ball from Georgie Horges over the top, and then the follow-up comes. Does not stop working, Georgie Horges.
You'd love to have a GPS tracker to see Horges' movement across the court. Add in Taylor Williams.
Sherian. Austin takes another. Well, this quarter, though, much better from the Giants. It's 9-7, so they're staying within touch. They would desperately love to win this final quarter. That was all Julie Fitzgerald really spoke about in that last time out, or last main break, wasn't it? Really wants them to finish strongly, show a bit of pride, bit of passion.
And those little wins are going to mean a lot for this Giants side. Remember, we're round 4, so it's very hard to continue to play out games like this during the season. So if they can take some small wins from this game, and then the next game, and then slowly change their momentum.
21 the difference, an HCF tactical timeout. The Adelaide Thunderbirds, big smile on the face of the head coach, Tanya Oggs. And it looks like she's going to shake it up a little bit, make some changes here in this final 5 minutes.
All right, so let's make it really, really clear to start with, okay? Lozzie, what are we doing? Well, let's make it really clear on this line. What's been working?
The crosses having
the width, triangles. Yep. So what do we want to do here? What centre pass we're going to have a crack at? Okay, just because your friends are here on there now, we're not doing shooter to shooter, all right? We're going to play chase down and double plays back to the post, all right? Okay, really disciplined.
Let's go. What's our pass? Bit of wide right.
stand up tall. The ones that we couldn't feed was just a bit hunched over.
We're starting with bit of wide right. Yeah, let's work lots back into the game. Let's nail the basics. Smiles on faces. Celebrate the little wins. Let's finish them off. Thunderbirds on 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey.
Well, we were just talking about that, celebrating the little wins. That was for the Giants, but the Thunderbirds, Hannah Petty, the captain, she said the same thing. Interesting from Tanya Obbs. We spoke about the relationship Horges and Austin have, but now Lauren Frew is back into the game, and Tanya Obbs is very direct. Don't you play it around together, you two. Make sure you stick to the structures.
I think she's worried they're going to break out in a game of donkey or something.
It just shows, though, right? We never get to see what happens in training, and a lot can be very different in training compared to what happens out in the game.
There's your siren. 4th and final. Power 5 time, and right on it, it dribbles in for Sophie Dwyer. Well, that gets them back to that magical 19. 2 losses by that number already this season. Horges. Austin. Well, let's see what this exciting young trio can do together. Julie Fitzgerald will not stop coaching, trying to get a little more out of this Giants lineup.
Giants trying not to go wide on the centre. They want to keep it middle, and then they want the channels, one to cross over, make sure there is options.
Only down by 2 in this quarter, the Giants. It's 11-9. Well, smart work there from Sophie Dwyer. You saw Tilly Garrett saying, umpire didn't touch her. May have just milked that penalty, but well worth it. Oh, Joe Harder takes it almost awkwardly. Doesn't want to shoot it, though. 2 of them. Opportunities.
This is what I'm finding frustrating with the Giants in attack, is they're trying to screen off. They spend a lot of time trying to screen off the Thunderbirds defenders, which is important, but you've also got to play the game. You've also got to turn and shoot when you have some space and you're clear. You can't wait for the other one to protect you.
Oh, Hutton over it now, just wants to shoot it, take the 1. Garrett, Horges. Oh, O'Brien though, she's had a couple of good gets since she's come onto the court.
Potentially that was what Tanya Obbs was talking about.
Well, speaking of good gets.
Look at that, the Giants dominating the intercepts by 12. We're just triple checking that one. The clean intercept stat, which we said pre-game.
Oh, they've turned that on its head, haven't they, the Giants? Swing across the circle from Pittman, and then Pittman smartly moves herself ball side to take that pass again from Price. Well, they've got plenty to play with here, the Giants. Options coming left, right and centre. Tilly Garrett wants to get on the block sheet. Horges, Frew. The rebounds, 12-6, double the Giants. Frew from distance. Well, keeps it in. No, she doesn't. 20 the difference.
Look at this from the Giants for intercepts. Jamie Lee Price, she's got 2. Sam Winders, 3. Matilda McDonald, 3. Erin O'Brien, 2. Last week, Matilda McDonald didn't have 1 game to her name. So defensively, Julie Fitzgerald pointed out that's been some of the small positives they could focus on.
Do you know what's more impressive about that? If you look at their games, 14, 12 of those have been clean intercepts, Bianca. That's huge. There they are, big numbers, and hard to notice that sometimes in a game that is so one-sided, but that is a big, big, big thing they can take into next week.
And they know something is working. They're being able to get ball back. They're just not being able to make it count on the scoreboard. We've seen that with the feeds and the goal assist, the difference in that those numbers, especially for Jamie Lee Price and Chelsea Pittman.
Austin takes another, gets them back to that 20 goals. Just over a minute to play here in the first game of round 4. It's inclusion round. Sorry, the second game. I forgot about that classic one right before. Joe Harton. Oh, it's got to be a held ball, surely. No, must have been right on the cusp. Suncorp super shot, Joe Harton.
She'll take it. Sherian, sharp feed into Frug. Thunderbirds want to.
Oh, Lucy Austin happy to put a hand up and be the person, so it remains at 20 goals. How can the Giants finish this? They get a Suncorp super shot here. They draw this final quarter, Bianca. That was the goal. Joe Harton, the co-captain. It's from way downtown. Well, they lose possession and may have just run out of time.
But this second half from the Giants, look at that, 13 apiece in the last 2 quarters. They haven't won it, but it's been a more impressive performance.
You can hear the crowd counting down. There it is, the Adelaide Thunderbirds take the win, and for the first time this season they do it with some breathing room, Bianca.